Demystified, growing your real estate portfolio. Wealth is about that right mix of assets and cash flow for your current and your future self, okay? And your business may be at a steady state or a thriving state, and you're asking yourself, but now what? If you're like any of my clients, you've probably already thought about, or you're already investing in real estate in some shape or form, whether it be in a vineyard or a fix and flip Airbnb. But can this be another business for you, producing wealth and passive income? Absolutely. And here is how. On this episode, our special guest, Massey, will join us for a conversation. There he is right now. On how he amassed a portfolio of hundreds of units worth millions of dollars with his money and others. Learn more about what's next for your portfolio and how he's helping investors grow and scale. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Entrepreneurship is a Marathon, a podcast about how you can grow a profit-producing, purpose-driven business without burnout. We don't need more people starting businesses. We need more people continuing. Each week, we'll deliver the latest and greatest tips, tricks, and strategies for you to revive, grow, and scale your business. Now, here's your host, consultant, professor, and the business defibrillator, Vanessa Zammy.
Yes. And we are here with our guest, Massey, on growing your real estate portfolio. On this episode, Massey will join us for a conversation on how he amassed his portfolio. You will learn more about what's next for your portfolio and how he's helping investors to grow and scale in their real estate investing. Okay. But first, for those of you who are likely new, you may not know this. But essentially, what we do in every episode is we ask the question and we answer the question. What has been your win of the week? What has been your win of the last 7 days? What is something that you want us to celebrate with you during the last 7 days? Now, why do we do this? Because ultimately, folks, entrepreneurship is a marathon, and it's very easy to get stuck in all the things that are not going right. Okay. You're like, oh my God, it's Tuesday and I want to do this Monday, and then that didn't happen, and the world is ending, and I shouldn't be a business owner, and then voila. It's very easy to do that. But chances are, I guarantee you, during the last 7 days, there is something that you can celebrate. There is something that you can be proud of. There's something that should be celebrated and honored amongst us all. It could be personal, it could be business, it could be both. But what has been your win of the last 7 days? Okay, guest, Jay, what's been your win?
So I was thinking about this as you were talking, because you basically described what happened. We're in the process of preparing for another launch series that we like to do. And typically these are, anywhere an opportunity for the company to earn, say, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 or so in a very short period of time. And the website went down. So I'm laughing now. So that's how you know it's a win, because I'm laughing. And me put it back up. Now it is not perfect at this exact second. By the time you guys, watch the recorded version of this, then different story. It'll be fine. But I got it back to functioning condition and everything, but it literally took about 86 hours of work or so because of all of the errors and just everything that was on it. So I feel like I'm a WordPress expert now. I wasn't trying to be. That was not my goal. That is not what I was supposed to be doing. I was actually supposed to be bringing on a new marketing person and working with a new technology that's AI based to help our sales department. I haven't even done that yet. And it was one of those situations where, like you were describing, everything that I'm supposed to be doing, I'm not doing, but I'm now doing this thing that I don't want to be doing and never intended to do. And if I don't get it done, the cost and result is it's major, but I got it done. So I just got through it. That's really what it comes down to. And sometimes getting through it, that is the win.
Exactly. That is the win indeed. Cost benefit analysis, your priorities change sometimes during this marathon. Sometimes it changes day by day, week by week, but we love it. That's why we're here. Love it, love it, love it. Fantastic. So for those of you who are listening either live or watching the replay, type it in the comments on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube. What has been your win of the week? What do you want to celebrate? Okay. If you're listening to us on the podcast, just reflect. Concentrate on your driving, though. If you are driving, concentrate on your driving, but also reflect on what has been your win of the week. Okay. What has been your win of the week? What do you want to celebrate? Okay. I want to take a shout out during this win to celebrate a client today who I'm just so proud of. You have people where they just get so much pushback. They're just those people where they don't want to do the work. You tell them entrepreneurship is a marathon. They're like, no, it's a sprint. You're like, listen, you can either go and not listen to me, or you can accept that it's a marathon and we can do these steps. So I'm just proud of her because today was just an example of her. She actually took the actions, she did the steps, and now she's experiencing the rewards. And I'm just like, oh my God, I had so many I told you so moments in that call today. I was like, yes, it was great. And I was happy to say it. And she was like, I know you're right. And I was like, I know. But I just wanted to take the moment because I'm just so proud of her from going from resistance to then acceptance to then moving forward in action. So I just want to celebrate her, honestly. So that's been my win of the week, was just today being on that. Actually, it was 4 hours ago, honestly, 4 hours ago. So really excited about that. All right, folks, if you're listening on LinkedIn, Facebook, or YouTube, remember to react and then also comment at the bottom. We're going to go into our bio for our lovely guests here, for those of you just tuning in. And then we're going to go into the meat of it all, growing your real estate portfolio. Yes. So about our guests, why is Jay Massey here? Because he's a founder of Cashflow Diary. And Cashflow Diary exists to create short-term rental entrepreneurs. Prior to entering the sharing economy, Jay taught real estate strategies based on his years of experience. He owned hundreds of units, raised tens of millions of dollars, and even owned cell phone towers. He was all but retired. He puts that in quotes in his bio too, retired at the age of 38. Then he started looking into the short-term rental model and was astounded at the opportunities it presented. Really what happened was what happens to all of us, right? Jay's ambitious and he's like, okay, cool, let me just retire and not do anything. And then he finds something else to do because we're all entrepreneurs. And so, retirement just means doing another project and succeeding in that too. So Jay now runs at the time I got this bio, it was 34 units. It might be more now, but now runs a 34-unit short-term rental business, and they create more profit faster than any other strategy he has seen before. So Jay, what even got you into real estate? Why real estate?
So first, the people are often find out about this. I don't actually like real estate. It's the benefits that real estate provides, and I think that's true for a lot of people. I got into real estate because my ex-wife, when she's pregnant, she has a condition known as hyperemesis. It simply means that she could not eat or drink while pregnant. I, to blow off steam one day, went to go play volleyball, punctured my lung. Now, I was born with asthma, and long story short, it meant I could not walk and talk simultaneously without fainting. I learned that I needed a way to earn income without using my labor. Real estate just happened to be the answer, not because I was searching for it, but because my friend said, hey, you should consider getting involved in real estate investing. Now, mind you, at the time, I had a credit score of 398. We were squatting bank-owned property, and I was selling our personal possessions on eBay. And I told him, if you show me how to do this with no money, no credit, great, because I got neither. And he did not back down from that challenge. And maybe I was too innocent to know any better, so I just did what he said, and it worked. And that's kind of all I've been doing since.
I love that. That is beautiful. Just amazing, amazing, amazing. And what do you say to someone who already have one business already, and they, whether it be a online business, brick and mortar business, retail, or restaurant, and they've had it for many years, and now they're looking at, okay, I've heard about real estate investing. I'm thinking about generational wealth, and thinking about, okay, what else can I do? And they're looking at real estate. We see the short-term rental boom. I have Airbnb out here with all these ads everywhere now, now they have ads. Now they're all, popular. Okay. So they're looking to enter real estate.
Over here. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah. So what is the first step for that person?
Well, there's two words that come to mind. First one is focus. Follow one course until successful. And the second one is is the thought process of, do you have a business or do you have a company? Because there's a difference. And when we start talking about generational wealth, you have to be really cognizant of what it is that you are trying to pass down. Most people believe that the thing to pass down is the business, if you will, especially as an entrepreneur. You're thinking my kids are going to run this one day. They don't want to run it. Okay. Let me tell you now, they don't. What they want, though, is they do want the benefits of the business, the revenue, the income stream. So the reason you have your cash flow engine is to build your, what I like to call your wealth waterfall, so that you have a group of assets that are cash flowing and producing income that you can, yes, live off on separate from the business. That's what you pass on. So real estate plays a major role in that because of, again, the benefits. One of the biggest benefits of real estate is the fact of being able to control one of your largest expenses, which is taxes, which is unfortunately the thing that, I mean, we spend time clipping coupons for cans of beans and corn and looking for Black Friday sales. But the biggest sale is always inside of your tax strategy. If that's assuming you have one. If you don't have one, that's a great place to start, because with it, that becomes one of the largest expenses over the course of your lifetime, regardless of your occupation, and letting it run amok. It's like leaving the the air conditioner on with the window open. You don't do that. Mom said, no, don't start now. But that's what you're doing when you don't pay attention to your taxes. So it's not so much that it's real estate, it's the benefits of real estate that come to play that actually help you keep more of what it is that you are already doing. I mean, if you got a 30% raise, AKA could lower your taxes by that much, that would be significant. And if you can keep that going, learn how to keep that going, you'd be so much further ahead. It's not even funny.
And we're going to get back, 'cause I'm sure you have so many more tips to share with us on how then to get that going, how to take advantage of that. So right after this quick break, we'll be back with Jay Massey on more tips on helping you to take great advantage of the many benefits of real estate and the steps for you to keep moving forward. See you in 30 seconds.
Are you interested in partnering with Vanessa Zammy, the business defibrillator, to revive, grow, or scale your business? Then text 617-959-2203. We specialize in collaborating with storefronts, salons, and shops. That's 617-959-2203 for more details. If you're looking to shock your 10-year shop back to life, then text 617-959-2203 for more details.
We are back with our guest, Jay Massey, on Demystified, Growing Your Real Estate Portfolio. So right before the break, Jay was just letting us know about all the advantages of real estate. We talked about the tax strategy, and this is the quote that I pulled out. He said, the biggest sale is always inside your tax strategy, if you know how to do it right. Yes. And so, Jay, how does one do it right? How do we do the real estate portfolio right? I know your specialty now is in short-term rental, and that is, you're just like, yes, everyone do short-term rental. So why, for those who may be out of the loop and saying, yeah, but I passed on it, or I tried it, and and like my friend said, yes, what do you say to them?
This is what I say. I've never received a check with the name they on it, or a bill come to my house with the name they. They don't pay my bills. What does pay my bills, though, is providing good quality service to individuals and at a fair price. When you say you tried it, I'm going to be potentially offensive and say, no, you didn't. Because if you didn't have at least 7 units, 7, that's the number 7, you haven't even gotten started. You dipped your toe in it. You thought about it. You experimented with it. Fine. But this business is meant for scale. The business is difficult. It's hardest from 0 to 7, gets easier. From 7 to 15 gets really easy at 20 and above. And that's the difference, is yet you're looking at it in such a way to where you're not focused on the customer experience. There's a reason that hotels are still building in every major city right now. It's not because they haven't done the research and the money's not there. It's because there's not enough supply for temporary housing. The other reason is that you thought you had an Airbnb business and not providing temporary housing. because you missed the opportunity with Ukraine. You're like, what are you talking about? I live in the US. Think about it. When those refugees come over here, they have to stay somewhere. That's called a short-term rental. It happens to be on a government contract. Every time you hear the name FEMA, that's also a short-term rental, but it happens to also be on a government contract. When a house floods in your city, which happened today, that's an insurance claim. And there's not enough housing for those in your city right now. Even though I don't know where you are or watching this from, I know because we have the privilege of working with individuals in 17 different countries on this particular strategy in and of itself. We run a portfolio across multiple states, and I get to see inside of all the businesses that we help design and grow. And what it comes down to is that this is an uncommon opportunity for you to separate your income from your time. And I like to tell people this. If you can imagine your annual income coming in every month, that's the beginning. Now imagine being able to do that on 1 hour a day. That's the middle. Then imagine being able to buy additional assets every 30, 60, 90 days. Buy additional assets. I mean, houses and apartment buildings. Those are things I still like a lot. We're looking at buying a hotel in a 12-unit building right now. Those are the things that you can then build your wealth waterfall with, so that you have intergenerational assets to actually pass it down. You use your business to produce the cash flow. The challenge is you thought you had a business when you really should be building a company. And then that difference makes all the difference when it comes down to dollars.
Yeah, that's true. It's like one of those things where, in the company aspect, right, it comes into the team, it comes into the recurring revenue, it comes into essentially stability and sustainability in having a predictable pathway towards the cash, right? And then it's sort of, once you get into that steady state and that stable state, that's why I help my clients essentially. It's sort of because they come to me already having the two separate, they have the business and they have the real estate portfolio. But essentially it's, okay, you got to focus on one, right? Get that going to where it can be by itself. And then you can then put your energy towards the other thing and get that going. So I want to more on you said the 0 to 7 units, right? Because a lot of people listening are probably in that range, the 0 to 7 units. You said that's the hardest part.
100%.
What
the hardest part and least profitable. So that's why it doesn't, I know why you're having trouble and think it doesn't work. Because because what it comes down to is you cannot achieve enough scale, literally, to be able to put in things like a customer experience department. And you're not looking at, you're trying to make the majority of your revenue from accommodation only. And that's that's just the entry point of the business. There's a formula I like to teach. It's L times C times F times M. Leads times customers times frequency times margin equals growth potential. You're only looking at the beginning, meaning you are given by an OTA online travel agency like an Airbnb, VRBO, etc. And that to you is your business. And that is just the beginning. The goal is to get people off platform and learn how to develop direct business. Because see, the number one thing your guest that came to your house is purchasing, in addition to the place to stay, is a car. So if you didn't serve your customers' needs completely and thoroughly, if they are buying something else when they buy your service, it's your fault if they're not buying it from you. And because of that, you've left the most profitable part of the business on the table. Many people think it's about accommodations and hospitality. No, it's about distribution. If you know someone who has consumer products, a CPG company of any kind, your coffee, your art, your bedding, your mattresses, etc., you could distribute those through your network of short-term rentals, earning commissions on this very same stuff that you're using to produce revenue. Because guess what? Those are their customers, and they're looking for exposure and experience with their products, and we can provide it. But again, that's an entire revenue stream in and of itself that right now somebody just had an epiphany going, oh my God, I didn't realize. Because you keep getting where did you get this from? Where did you get this from? But you didn't know what to do with it, or more importantly, how to turn that into what's sustainable. It's only because you're from 0 to 7. You're not getting enough turns at the wheel and enough experience to see exactly what this business is. And what it comes down to is you feel like you have to take this massive risk in order to figure it out. And that's not true. Look up asset light. It's an asset-light business model that
Mhm.
you should run, which is why you want to lease them before you buy them.
Yeah. And I think what you talked about was sort of essentially it's the person at 0 to 7 is not able to focus on the other things because they're putting that brain power towards, the more so like getting that cash or working
Well,
on
they're
like
stuck
what's the
in the
next deal.
messages. They're
Yeah.
stuck in their message center. They can't put down their phone. That's
Mhm.
the problem.
Mhm.
They got anxiety about, if I leave my phone or if I fall asleep, did they arrive? That is not what you should be paying attention to. That the
Mhm.
system is the service. The
Yes.
system is the service, not you. And you're not building your a system in such a way that it can serve anyone. Therefore, you're stuck. And that's the challenge.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think I love how you highlighted the additional income stream opportunities even within
They're massive.
the portfolio in itself, right? And I think what a term that came up for me, which people may be more familiar with, like affiliates, right? And so
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
kind of like being an affiliate for certain or having those, partnerships or vendor deals or whatever it may be, but it's going into contract with these opportunities for you to make an additional sale from already bringing in the customer. It's fascinating.
100%.
Yeah.
I've never seen a business have so many. There are many, many, many months where we refer and give other local businesses, literally give them 40 to 60, $70,000 of revenue that month. That is not an uncommon thing. It's just
Mm.
that's part of the business. It's not because we were trying to do something extra. We're just trying to serve the customer completely, right? Because we know they're going to buy something. I mean, think about it when you travel. You don't just get the room. You spend additional money there. You eat. You need transportation. You might buy clothing. You do so many things. Maybe you traveled for medical reasons. You're going to see a particular doctor or clinician. There's so many reasons, but we get so narrow-minded thinking I have to be in sunny Southern California and need a beach in order to make this work that you really miss the true opportunity.
I love it. So, Jay, in our last couple of minutes here, I think there's an echo. So, in our last couple of minutes here, though, how can people connect with you to get more information? How can they reach out to you to get more? Do you offer sort of a step by step? Yeah. How
Yeah.
else can people reach you? There we go.
Yeah, no problem. The easiest thing to do is to text Blueprint to the number 949-881-6939. The word is Blueprint, one word together, 949-881-6939. What that is, it's a blueprint for you getting your first short-term rental. When I say blueprint, I mean from beginning all the way through to the end. With this complimentary product, you should, and if you follow it, make money, and a lot of it. We've had people make tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars from the free product. You have to follow it. That's really what it's designed to do. Because what I want is more entrepreneurs to go out there and experience what cash flow is and what it means. But understand the blueprint is the beginning because there are many phases to the business, as I was alluding to at the beginning. And if you want to begin to realize a situation in which your annual income happens on a monthly basis, you've got a lot of growth and transformation ahead of you. You've got a lot of systems and things to learn. But the point is that they can be learned. We're going to give you the rules of the game so that you can figure this thing out, truly understand what this business is. And in fact, I challenge you to find another company other than ours that has trained more 6 and 7 figure earners in this industry, because you won't.
Thank you so much. And I would be remiss if I didn't ask this question, because you mentioned free. I know you mentioned in your journey where you had someone who came to you and said, and you were at the low credit score and whatever it may be, and you were like, how can I do this with low to no money down? For those who are maybe in that spot and they're saying to themselves, okay, but Jay, I got no money. Does this blueprint going to work for me? Is your system going to work for me? What do you say to that?
No, it's not going to work for you. Nothing works for you. It must first work on you, then it works for you. If you aren't going to work on it, then it doesn't matter. And the it is you. So the being the same person who you are today, I don't care what it costs. It doesn't matter. You just think something's going to magically work for you because you sent in a text message and put in an email. Well, delusion is what we would call that. There is work. If you follow it, it will work. I've got too many people across the globe now to say otherwise. What I'm saying is what you think, your level of thinking, our level of thinking created the problem, AKA you don't have a money problem, you have an idea problem. There was a time where people wanted a way to communicate. And you know what they were missing? A pen. And the person who invented it solved their money problem by giving their idea physical form and selling it to other people. I'm giving you a collection of ideas that I know have documented for years that does currently earn hundreds of thousands of dollars in your city, regardless of where you are on this planet, if you can hear my voice. And if you do the work, it works. And one of the things you have to learn to do, like every other entrepreneur, is raise capital, period. I don't care how much money you have. You don't have enough. That's what I do know. Nobody has enough to make everything they want to have happen. So you have to learn how to access other people's resources, regardless of how much you think you have or the position you think you're in. Here's what I do know. You still have a single point of failure so long as your income is tied to your labor. As soon as your labor is no longer valid or you don't want to do it, guess what? You got no income. So you've got to find a way to get your income from assets. And until then, you're at risk. At the end of the day, what you have is irrelevant. Where you want to go matters.
Wisdom, folks. Wisdom. Snap, snap, snap. Hope you were taking those notes. Okay, so as we are at time now, but if you didn't already tell, this show is not only about a story, but also about lessons and action items for you as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, to keep you moving forward in your community business. We equip you and empower you through education. And we're so excited to have had Jay Massey here on Growing Your Real Estate Portfolio. So if you would like additional information, as he said, there is text blueprints, BLUE print, PRINT, to the phone number 949-881-6939. If you're watching us live, it is on your screen right now. It's been there for the past couple minutes. So it's on your screen right now. Text that and you will get step-by-step on how to get your first rental property. Or even if you already have one, did you take the right steps, right? Did you take the right steps? Do that sort of checklist audit for yourself, you know? But as Jay was mentioning, right, as we talk about here, it's all about the action. You can't get to the finish line of the marathon if you're not running. So you got to move. You got to move. You got to do the steps. You got to take the action. And we look forward to hearing how that action went for you. Let us know. Okay, share. Come back here live and just type in the comments like, oh my God, I did the steps. Or just email Jay's team. Say, hey, oh my God, thank you for that blueprint, So thank you, Jay, for joining us here this evening. We have more guests joining us live Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern on Entrepreneurship is a Marathon. Okay, for those listening to the podcast, rate us, share a review, and share with your friend. As we always say, entrepreneurship is a marathon, but it's a marathon that you don't have to run alone. Till then, chat with you next week.
Thanks for joining us this week on Entrepreneurship is a Marathon. If you found value in this show, we'd appreciate a rating on iTunes or Spotify, or if you'd simply tell a friend about this episode. And if you're looking for more tips on reviving your business, make sure to visit our website, vzamy.com. That's VZAMY.com. to register for our upcoming business growth workshop on staff management, financial management, and time management. It's your time to revive, grow, and scale. Visit vzamy.com. That's V for Vanessa, Z for zebra, A for animal, M as in money, Y as in yes.com. Visit vzamy.com for more details.